He didn't fail once. He didn't fail twice. He failed 7 times. Bankrupt, humiliated, living back in his childhood bedroom. Everyone told him the same thing: stop trying. But then one morning at 6 a.m., a stranger showed him 3 rules so simple, most people ignore them. These rules didn't just save his dream. They turned a failure into a $10 million business. This is where everything changed. Have you ever failed so many times that you started to believe success just wasn't meant for you? Not because you didn't try, but because every time you tried, it fell apart. If that sounds familiar, then listen carefully. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is the price of admission. And this is the story of a man who failed 11 times, lost everything, declared bankruptcy, became homeless, was mocked by his entire town, and then built a $10 million company. His name was Victor. Victor grew up in a modest industrial city. Factories lined the riverbanks. Dreams were considered risky. Stability was praised more than ambition. His father owned a small printing shop. Life was steady, predictable. But Victor wanted more. Not money, meaning. At 22, fresh out of college, he invested his savings into his first business, a mobile phone accessory store. He thought he had caught the next big wave. He hadn't. 8 months later, the store closed, $15,000 gone. His father gently said, "Come work with me, learn the family business." Victor couldn't. To him, that felt like surrender. At 23, he tried again, an online tutoring platform. A year of building, marketing, recruiting. 12 months later, 3 paying customers. Total revenue, $280. Another failure. At 24, a food delivery startup. Failed. At 25, a clothing boutique. Failed. At 26, an event planning company. Failed. 5 businesses, 5 collapses. People started talking. Victor Chen. Oh, he's the guy who keeps failing. Friends stopped calling. Invitations stopped coming. He became a warning story. And slowly, quietly, Victor began to believe them. By 27, he hit rock bottom. His 6th business, a digital marketing agency, collapsed spectacularly. Loans, employees, office lease, clients left, bills piled up. The landlord evicted him. Victor declared personal bankruptcy. At 28 years old, he moved back into his childhood bedroom. No money, no future, no confidence. One night, sitting on his old bed, surrounded by rejection emails, Victor whispered, "One more try. Just one more. If this fails, I'm done." But this time, he needed money. No bank would lend to a bankrupt serial failure. So Victor did something humiliating. He became a waiter at a high-end restaurant. Every night he served wealthy executives and business owners, and every night he felt smaller. Until one evening, a regular customer, a quiet man in his 60s, looked at Victor and said, "You're too smart to be a waiter." Victor froze. "I've watched you," the man continued. "You listen. You learn. Why are you here?" Victor answered honestly, "Because I've failed at everything else." The man smiled. "How many times?" 7 businesses, Victor said. All failed. The man leaned back. "I failed 11 times before my first success." Victor's world stopped. This man, confident, wealthy, had failed more than him? My name is Joe, the man said, and if you're serious about trying again, meet me tomorrow at 6 a.m. At 5:45 a.m., Victor was waiting. Joe smiled. You're early. Good. Inside his office, Joe pointed to a frame on the wall, a list of 11 failed businesses, each crossed out in red. These are my foundation, Joe said. Then he taught Victor 3 laws. Law 1. Study before you start. Every time you failed, Joe said, you confused passion with preparation. 3 months of study, not 3 days, not excitement, understanding. Law 2. Commit to 18 months. Any real business needs time. Most people quit during the suffering phase. Months 1 through 6, learning. Months 7 through 12, slow progress. Months 13 through 18, breakthrough. No quitting. Law 3. Do one thing extraordinarily well. Not everything okay, one thing better than anyone else. Victor chose one service, one industry, and he committed. 18 months later, Victor's company crossed $10 million. Not because he was lucky, not because he was talented, but because he showed up one more time after everyone else quit. So let me ask you something. How many times have you failed? Once? 3 times? 7? Good. That means you're learning. Because failure isn't the end of the road, it is the road. And the only real failure is stopping.
This is the end of the video. Thank you very much for listening. See you again in the next video. Please like and comment to subscribe to the channel, to support the channel, to produce